Anthropic just dropped their most powerful AI model ever. It's called Fable 5 and it went public yesterday. And unlike most of these releases, this one actually matters for you and not just for developers. So here's the short version of why. A company most of you guys are familiar with called Stripe got their hands on this early and they pointed it at a job that would normally take their engineering team about 2 months. And Fable 5 did this in a day, 1 day. So I'm going to show you what Fable 5 really is, the one line in the announcement that matters more than any benchmark, and why it changes how you should pick an AI tool, and the one catch you need to know before you go and use it. So first, what actually is it? Fable 5 is Anthropic's new top-end model. They're calling it the most capable model they've ever released to the public. And the headline they led with isn't a benchmark score, it's this: the longer and more difficult the job, the bigger its lead over every other model out there. Most AI you've used is fine for a quick question. You ask it something, it gives you an answer, and then you move on. That's where the old models tend to fall apart. They lose the thread halfway through, but Fable 5 is built for exactly that task. The big, long, annoying jobs. The ones you would normally have to hire for or grind out yourself. And more specifically, the parts that actually move the needle in the business are usually the ones that are boring and take the most time to build. And it's usually the ones that actually change things. The parts that actually move the needle. And there's one more piece to this, and this is the one that matters the most. This is the part that checks its own work. This model checks its own work. So think about why you've never really trusted AI with anything that actually matters in your business. It's not that it couldn't do the task, it's that it would do it, it would sound completely confident, and then it would get it wrong and gaslight you and tell you that it did do it correctly, and then you find out it didn't. So you'd end up checking the work it's done anyway, and it never actually saved you the time. Fable 5 looks back at what it did and validates it before it hands it to you. And that's the whole difference between a tool that you have to babysit and a tool you can actually leave alone with a job and get it done. Now, I want to make this real for a second. Say you run a service business and you've got 3 years of client data sitting in a messy spreadsheet that no one has ever had time to clean up and actually pull anything useful out of. That's a 2-week job nobody wants to touch. And it works through the whole mess, it checks itself, and it hands you back something you can actually use. And that job that you would have thought, maybe let's just sort it one day, is now being done in an afternoon. Now, I want to tell you why this might be the real shift. This is really the engine behind what everyone is calling AI agents right now. An AI that can take an outcome, run with it, and then check its own work will fundamentally change the question that you should be asking. It used to be, can this AI answer my questions? And now it's, can this thing run the whole process and catch its own mistakes? Because a tool that answers a question can save you a few minutes, yes, but a tool that can own the whole process and check itself gives you back a week of your time. And that's the line I'd want you to be watching for with any new AI tool from now on. But here's the catch I want you to be aware of. Before you go and run off and use this for everything, there's one thing I want you to be aware of. And I'll always be transparent with you on this type of thing because I'm not an AI hype guy. I like to give you the pragmatic side of this so it actually moves the needle in your business. Fable 5 is a premium tier product. It's about twice the price of their last top tier, which is Opus. And right now it's free on the paid plans, but only until the 22nd of June. And after that, it'll run on your top-up credits. So don't use this for every little thing you can possibly think of. Use it on big, heavy, important jobs where it actually earns its keep. And that's going to be your highest leverage move with a tool like this. Always problem first and tool second. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an Anthropic fanboy. I use a bunch of tools to get the job done. But when something genuinely moves the line or moves the needle, I will be telling you about it. And this is genuinely something I think will move the needle. So here's the real takeaway for you guys. The bar has just moved. AI isn't just something that answers you anymore. It's something that can actually run a whole job and check its own work. And that's the version you can actually build a business process on. And that's really the thing we actually care about. And if you want help working out where something like this actually fits in your business without getting lost in the details or the hype, that's exactly what we do inside my school community. The link's in the description if you'd like to check that out. And I'll pin the free resource in the top comment so you can go and grab that. So anyway, guys, we've come to the end of the video. If this has helped you make sense of what just dropped, then subscribe because this space is moving so quickly and I'd rather you saw it coming first. But with that said, I hope you guys got value from this one and I'll see you in the next one.